Alright guys, it's Flo from Boxing Evolution TV and welcome to our 5th weekly live chat show. Joined with me first in the studio today is Ian Bailey. How you doing, Ian?
Not bad, how are you?
Yes, good, thank you. So Ian, let's talk a little bit about your boxing career and what you've got coming up for you. First of all, your most recent achievement, you won the Bronze International Masters Featherweight title.
Yep.
Against Lee Martin, I believe.
That's right. Yeah, knocked him out in the 4th round. He was undefeated in 6, and they definitely didn't expect that to happen. So that was good. And after losing my fight before that for the English title, that was a good way to get myself right back in the mix. Hopefully for that chance at the English title again.
Okay, and I believe that it was a sudden change. You were supposed to fight the week before, and then the week after it suddenly that got cancelled, and then you fought for that afterwards or something.
Yeah, that's right. I had a fight. It was an eliminator for the English title, for a shot at the English title, against a lad called Peter Cope. It was a really good boxer, so I trained hard for about 8 weeks for that. So to have that fight, that cancelled fight replaced 1 week later was fine, because I was already super fit. So yeah, it was easy work.
Okay. So how hard was it losing a title fight and then coming back and again having to motivate yourself for another fight? I mean, was there doubt in your mind that you might win again?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't. To be honest, I wasn't as motivated at all for the fight a week later. But again, if I'm honest, although the guy was undefeated, it turned out that he wasn't on the same level as me. I mean, I've had 25 fights as a pro now, and despite having a few losses, they've all been with top quality fighters, some of the best in Britain. So when I got in with him, he was a couple of levels below. So it turned out that it was an easy night's work, really.
Okay, and since then, that was your last fight. Since then, you've got any more fights planned?
Yeah, I've got a fight on the 26th of April. That my manager, Johnny Eames, the TKO Promotions, is putting that on. That'll be at the Troxy in London. Part of a really good show, a really good venue, and for a change, it's relatively close to me. So rather than going up north all the time, which is what normally happens, so
Slightly closer.
Yeah, no, it's nice. I like.
Probably take you just as long to get to East London.
Yeah, it will, but it's it's a bit easier to sell tickets and it's nice to be in the red corner for a change, and hopefully get another good win against a good opponent and move up the rankings and get a shot at a really meaningful title like the English, and ultimately I want to move towards a British title challenge.
Okay, so you're hoping to get back in, get another shot at the English title at some point, and then maybe potentially a shot further down the line at the British title. Yeah. I mean, who stands in your way for that at the moment?
Well, English title-wise, the guy I lost to back in end of September last year, Josh Warrington, the fight after mine, so he beat me on points, and then he stopped a guy called Samir Muniem for the Commonwealth title, so he's now Commonwealth champion. I would have thought he's going to vacate the English title. Hopefully he wins a British title. That'll open things up. I should be ranked fairly highly in the top 10 if all things are fair. Certainly after the last win and after my previous fights as well. Another win, I should be right up there, close enough to definitely get a shot at the English title, and then hopefully if Josh Warrington is British champion, maybe get a shot at him.
Okay, so I mean, it definitely sounds like the possibilities are there for you, and fingers crossed you'll get that opportunity again. But obviously, let's just focus on the next fight. Have you fought at the Troxy before?
Never fought there, no. Never fought there. London's only been at the York Hall for me.
Yeah. Troxy's a good venue. I mean, it's a bit like a big theatre. It's got 2 stages. It's got a big load of seating up above as well. So you kind of got people looking down on you from above. It's a bit like an amphitheatre. It's a bit like that. So I think you enjoy fighting there, and the walkout is good and stuff. So hopefully you enjoy fighting there. But so anyway, let's talk a bit about kind of what got you into boxing, what age you started, where you started, that kind of stuff.
Didn't start fighting until I was 18, although I had been down the gym at the age of 15 for about 6 months, just I suppose learned how to throw a jab and a straight right maybe and move about a bit, but I was pretty useless. So went
As
away
a lot
bit.
are when they start.
Yeah, no, but I was especially youthful.
Yeah.
And started again when I was 18 because I was really fit and strong because I'd been doing weights a lot and a lot of running, so I was fit. So at least I could, I had the strength advantage over a lot of guys of my size.
Why did you start when you were 18? I mean, what got you into it? Was it just because you like boxing, or?
I like all martial arts. Like even now, I watch anything. I'll watch judo on the telly. I'll watch jiu-jitsu online. I'll watch the UFC and absolutely anything. So when I started, karate was what I fell into, and then from there I became very good at kicking, and I just couldn't throw a punch. So I always wanted to do boxing. Eventually, like I said, at the age of 15, we found the gym, but it turned out I weren't great at it. Struggled a lot. And
so the club you started at was Slough ABC?
Yeah, Slough Amateur Boxing Club, yeah.
Chris Donovan?
That's right. Well, yeah, he was my coach for all my amateur fights. All of my amateur fights, he was my coach, yeah, and I'm still down there with him, helping out, doing the coaching with the kids myself now.
So, I mean, how many amateur fights did you have?
I had 41 amateur fights.
Okay. And then what made you decide to turn professional?
Well, I was ranked in the top 4 or 5 in the UK, and I'd lost in the quarterfinals of the ABAs, the National Championships, 2 years running to a guy named Stephen Smith. He's now British super featherweight champion. So he's a good fighter, but I just didn't feel like I had the amateur style nailed down that well. I've got very short arms, a lot of body punches, uppercuts, and things that weren't really getting me noticed by the judges in the amateur. So I always thought I'd have a better chance in the pros once I went up to sort of 10 rounds. And 12 rounds and things like that where I could wear people down, and the fitness and how hard I trained, that wasn't really giving me much of an advantage in the amateurs where it's, it used to be 4 2-minute rounds, it's over, it wasn't long enough. I thought the pros would just suit me better, and it does.
So what are the main differences you find between pro and amateur boxing?
Mostly it's different stylistically, because in the amateurs, the way it used to be, they're constantly changing the scoring, so I'm not quite sure how they're going to do it now at the sort of top level. But it used to literally be every time you get hit, that's a point for the opponent. Every time you hit him, so it's based on how many you land, not the quality of the punches, not your ring generalship, nothing else, just how many punches you land. So you get a lot of guys that, when someone says they can't really fight, that guy can't really fight, that guy can fight, it's like they can't really handle themselves, they're just hitting you and having a runabout. So it's like you get some people like that.
You mean like tap move,
like
not actually really hurting the other person.
And the crowd don't like it. It's frustrating when you lose to someone like that. But in the pros, obviously, it's such a long period of time, you couldn't really do it over 10 rounds. And the other part of that is that the scoring system's totally different. So you can tap someone over and over again 100 times, but then bang, if he catches you with a good one and you go down, you've still lost the round. So I like that about the pros. It's all orientated towards, entertaining the crowd basically, but it's better for the fighters too.
I mean, I guess it's one of those things. I mean, on one hand you've got boxing as a sport, on the other hand you've got boxing as something about winning a fight and dominating another person. So, in one sense, yeah, you can tap, but you haven't actually ever hurt the other person.
Yeah. And
then the other person catches you with a big punch, rocks you, and, you're really intimidated by that. So, technically, who's won the fight?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't blame the person for tapping if they're fitting it within the rules. I'll do anything myself to win within the rules, or anything that I can get away with to win a fight. If they made it legal to hit someone low, you can't blame me for hitting them low. If you do something.
I mean, do you think maybe a scoring system where, say for example, just connecting with a punch, you get 1 point, maybe where you off balance them, you get 2 points, put them on the floor, you get 3 points. Maybe a system like that might work better than the way it works at the moment.
It could be, but I think really you need judges that you can trust, that are qualified, that can literally say he's the better fighter, he's the lesser fighter in that round, add that up at the end, because that's what I like about the 10-9 scoring system. You're basically saying, and they use it in MMA as far as I've watched myself as well, and that's based on a lot more things, and it's even clearer that it works there, because you're just seeing who's the better fighter, regardless of who's landed the most punches, regardless of who's done the most takedowns, and there's more variables there, but it works. It works in boxing as well. You just you know when the crowd boos at the end of the fight. In the amateurs, you get it more than in the pros, because somebody's landing more punches, but everyone's like, well, but he was.
What about if one boxer has more crowd than the other? That can affect things.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying the crowd should ever judge the fight, because otherwise I would have had a few more wins on my record if we switched it round so it was a bit fairer. But
I understand where you're coming from there, and I definitely think the scoring system is something that should maybe be looked at into a bit more deeply. Okay, so we've covered that area. I believe that you do a lot of work with youths as well. I believe you work at Langley College and you run Barry McGuigan's boxing academy there.
Yeah, I've been involved in the boxing academy there for the last 3 years. So basically, it's students that are at the college can come, any time they want and do boxing sessions with me. We have a few weekly scheduled sessions, but some of the kids that go to college studying there also amateur boxers themselves at various levels, so I can help them with their coaching. A lot of them, as well as quite a few that roughly sort of my size, I'm getting and giving them a spar and be like a moving punch bag for them as well. So it's good to have that there. Not many colleges have got a boxing ring.
I mean, how do you find your relationship develops with the students there through being able to spar with them, and do you feel that they respect you and that they listen to you? Yeah,
definitely, because I think at that sort of age, even because I do a bit of teaching there, I got my teaching qualifications from being there, and they, at that age, if they're on sports courses and things like that, practical courses, they respect people that are actually out there doing it. So somebody maybe that's not got so much experience in life, has just come out of university as a teacher, they won't respect as much as someone like me that's out there actually doing stuff. So the fact that I get in and spar with them, they realise that I am actually the real sort of thing.
Yeah,
so
you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And do you feel that, that kind of bond that you build with them, or the level of trust and respect, are you then able to kind of guide them in any other areas of their life and stuff?
Yeah, because we get we get a lot. Obviously, people at that age are going through various things, and you can mentor a lot of these people, because you're positive sort of role model for them, and they know that I'm a decent person. I'm not out sort of mucking around every weekend. I'm training and I'm disciplined. I've got a young family and all that. So yeah, that I can talk to them.
Do you think that they tend to listen to you more as opposed to the other teachers, or? Well,
no, because the majority of teachers that I work with are all of a similar sort of
type of person.
Similar cloth, really. Yeah, like if there's a guy running football sessions, is someone that's played and is a football coach outside the college. So most of them are right, but that's why you're recruited. That's why you're in that business.
Okay, I mean, do you feel that the boxing has helped any of them kind of stay off drink or drugs or alcohol or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely with a lot of people, because not necessarily. I mean, it's more the case that, like for me certainly as well, I think maybe when I was younger, it stops you from using your aggression in a negative way. So a lot of these guys might go out at the weekend and have a drink with their mates and stuff like that, and that's fine. And like, I used to do the same as well before I had kids, like every weekend. But I'd never get involved in fights and things like that out on the street. And that one of these guys could end up throwing a punch at someone and then end up in jail for 5 years, because
I mean, how do you guide someone that you teach boxing around not using their skills on the street?
Well, they have to be able to get. Some people have just got that natural aggression, and I feel that if you don't get rid of it in one way or another, it doesn't have to be boxing. It might be that they might enjoy other sports, or it might not even be something physical. They have to have an outlet for their passions, and then I think you can, if you feel that you're good at something, and you feel you've got something that's yours and that's you own it, and you've got something unique about yourself, and you're very good at an individual thing, you're happy, and I think you're confident. When you look in the mirror, you don't think you've got to be bigged up by other people because you've knocked XYZ out on the street, because you're already happy. So it's just
I think you've touched on a good point there. You know, if you're happy with yourself, you don't have to go out and do these kinds of things.
That's right.
Okay, maybe boxing can help build that. Maybe not just boxing, but also other sports. But I think in particular boxing works with a particular kind of person.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So whereas football might appeal to certain people, people that are most at risk from fighting, those are the ones that boxing tends to work out.
I think all martial arts, as long as they're as long as you're going to someone that's a positive role model, that's teaching the kids. If anyone's sending their kids somewhere, they need to look into it first and get some references together and find out about who it is that's teaching them, and that they're actually going to be under a positive role model and looked after in that way, because they can see that the guy that's teaching them isn't out knocking people out, so they're not going to go and do it themselves.
Yeah, of course.
If he's out knocking them out in the ring or in the cage, then that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, no, you're right there. But anyway, can you give these guys some information about where they can get tickets, on for your next fight, or where they can follow you on Twitter or Facebook or anything like that?
Yeah, anyone interested in getting tickets for the show on April the 26th at the Troxy, contact me on Twitter. It's Ian Bailey Boxing, one word, or Facebook, same thing, Ian Bailey Boxing. So that's Ian Bailey Boxing for everything.
Okay, and your next fight is, what's the date of it again? Sorry.
26th of April.
26th of April. So this guy's a great boxer, and also he's a great role model for the young people out there, as you've just heard. So anyway, guys, Ian Bailey, Flav will be back after the break with our former prize fighter champion, Patrick Mendy. Catch you then. Alright guys, and in the studio with me now is the former super middleweight prizefighter champion, Patrick Mendy. How you doing, Patrick?
I'm fine, how you doing, man?
I'm very good, thank you. So, what have you been up to? Enlighten me.
Well, nothing yet at the moment. It's just still back again, the same stuff we've been doing. Get a win from our last fight, then just want to get back in the training the way I train hard and trying to get a fight soon. Because we missed the winning, or we missed the ring, missed the way we train. So that's why we want to get back into it serious now. It's 2014. Fingers crossed we have to get back in the serious stuff.
Well, I had a look on BoxRec and against the guy that you fought. I can't pronounce his name.
Yeah, it's a wrong name.
Can you pronounce his name?
Oh, man.
Okay, but basically, I had a look and he'd won 22 fights, I think, or he'd had a pretty good record.
Yeah.
So you didn't beat just a crap journeyman by any standard, did you?
Yeah. Well, like for the truth, I was the away fighter anyway. I was the away fighter, and he was the home fighter. It's a good lad. It's a good fighter. It's a strong fighter. Strong right hand. Well, Jim Evans called me for that. Because before that, I was looking to fight. I was looking to try and get a fight. Phone everywhere. Then I called Jim. I said, Jim, I'm looking for a fight. If you get something else, just please help me out. And Jim said, okay, I got this fight, but he's got good record. I heard he's a tough fighter. I said, Jim, no one is tough for me. Don't worry. If I'm ready, if I do the way I want everything in the training, I'll take anyone. And that's where I take the fight and back in the training. Like before that I was walking. So compare, doing the two things together, walking and training. It's not easy, but like, life, nothing come easy. So we have to work hard with everything. So I took the fight, and it's pretty good fight. It's pretty good fight and good win at the same time to get back in the ring and get back in my winning again.
Because after the Price fight, things didn't really go too smoothly before you did that. I mean, you were in against Bradley Price. You had a really great fight against him, but unfortunately you didn't get the decision. But it was a very short notice thing. And obviously things took the worst turn when you fought Callum Smith. And whether you think the fight got stopped unfairly or not, you know, he still got the win in the first round. So, I mean, it must have taken a lot for you to kind of, you know, get yourself back together again after that and get back on the winning track again.
Well, you know, like, when we talk about a fight, you know, like, you know, it's a bit shocking, you know what I mean? Like to go into, you know, to lose a fight in that certain time, you know, first round, you know, I was frustrated, you know, like after when I come out in the ring, I couldn't sit down there to watch boxing. I have to go home in the hotel, sit down there, then I couldn't do nothing there. I have to force myself again. That very day, 5 o'clock in the morning, I have to go again running. I was pissed off. I was so pissed off, you know, but things happen. But it happened in a way that, you know, we can use it in a positive way or we can use it in a negative way. At the end of the day, it's just like go back again. Don't worry about it. Go back again, work hard and come strong again. And that's what we're doing at the same time. Because everything comes, you know, it's boxing, everything happens. You know, you can't say that, you know, you can't get dirty. You guys get dirty sometimes. So I use it in a positive way, you know, despite if they lose, I'm still there, you know, like I'm still gonna come back and trying to get it back again. If they want it, we can make it again, you know, I'm ready. So if they want the fight again, if we wanna get rematch again, I'm ready in the champion ring side, not in like that place, you know what I mean, Liverpool where we was fighting that Olympia, whatever.
I mean, do you think it was a small ring that affected you?
Not like physically, like I'm alright, but mentally, there was something, you know what I mean. But I'm not gonna I don't have to tell it about anything. But I solved what I will solve, and I'm not gonna blame or anything else. And secondly, like the ring was too small at the same time, but I'm not gonna blame everything. That's why I say I catch everything the way it comes. Fine, the fight happened. That was 2013. It was a rough year, so we in 2014. So we don't have to go back again digging the stuff on the ground. So let's just hit the road.
Well, I mean, yeah. Importantly, the thing is, you know, you're back on the winning streak now. You know, you've said maybe you'd like to rematch Callum Smith, whether or not that should happen or not. I don't know. It's not for me to decide. But I mean, who are you planning to fight next, or have you got anything lined up?
Well,
at the moment.
At the moment, like trying to get back again on this guy Marata Kauru, the promoter. I'd like to get on his show again, because they gave me a fight on that night to fight that guy, the strong guy, but I win the fight. So I want to get back on the April 27, get a win there. With the help of Bar Sports sponsoring me and everything. So I'm trying to get on the fight again, win that fight, and trying to get on the card on May 31st, matchroom, any fight that they got for me on the table.
So you're trying to get on the Wembley bill?
Any fight I'm trying to get on there. And any fight that matchroom get, whether John Ryden, Callum Smith, you got Paul Smith, sorry, anyone.
So I believe that you've been being used as a sparring partner for George Groves.
It's not like with Georgie. That's like, I'm not saying about that, but like with Georgie, we've been together long, so we know one another. So like, there's some things I cannot say at the moment because the fight is coming soon. So
of course, we're not asking you to divulge any secret information. You know, so
I know like it's we close mates. Everything, a lot of stuff we're working together. So yeah.
I mean, do you think he's got what it takes to stop Frotches next time?
Between me as a fighter, Georgie is hungry. It's a hungry fighter, right? He's trying to do everything possibility to be there, and nothing else can stop him. You know, I always say that the first thing you gotta do as a fighter, if your mind is straight, you are happy, you smile every day, no stress in your mind, and you're doing your training right the way you want it, I don't see what can stop you in this game. But Georgie have everything that he can do to deliver on that fight. I'm not saying nothing about Crawford. Crawford too want to come back and do something, but it's gonna be a good fight. That's what I want to say, because I have nothing to say about it. But you know what I mean. But I know that Georgie too, it's not lacking behind. You know, like he proved the world on the first fight that he can do it. Because like with Carl Froch on the first fight with them, Carl Froch was trying to underrate Georgie. You know, like don't underrate your fellow man. It's a contact fight. Don't underrate him. Because Georgie, Carl Froch was trying to, it's an easy fight. No. Georgie is a man like you. You can hit and he can hit. So boxing, everything can happen. You know, no one knows, you know what I mean? You can switch off or you can think something else in your mind, you're gone. So like I keep saying to my own, you know, the way I keep saying like I know that this guy have something to deliver and he's trying to show the world that he can deliver it, and he's fight for it to get the rematch, and he got it. Let's see what's gonna happen. But it's gonna be a good fight.
Okay, well, I think you definitely got a good insight into things, seeing as you're in the camp with them. But I mean, let's go back to you.
Yeah.
There must be massive demand to get on that undercard at Wembley.
Well, on the Wembley card, I've been spoken with Matchroom anyway. They call me before for John Ryder. Well, if they get John Ryder, anyone else that got for me on the table, I love to fight, because like, I'm a fighter that you know that when I fight on TV too, people like to watch. You know, I'm not a fighter that you know that you're gonna go there and just hold your hand. I come to fight. And when I come to fight, I come to deliver what I gotta deliver. So like, I'm looking to fight anyone they got for me on the table. I love to fight this guy on that night too.
So you're hoping for John Ryder?
John Ryder, or Callum Smith. I love to fight.
Oh, you want Callum Smith?
I
love to
Callum,
fight. You up for it? Wembley?
I love to fight for him, but trust me, in that night when he beat me, the way he said that he done, well, I know that I have to back up this game, because now I'm positive already, mentally, physically. And secondly, like I'm back in the same gym I used to start before, Jim Evan and the old guy, you know. We back to the way you used to do the things.
I'll see you back with Jim. You back with Jim.
As a trainer, you know, take me to running. No, we don't discuss about that.
Okay.
So, but back as a trainer, he take me running. I make sure that he sit there. He makes sure I do everything the way he wanted. So because he know that if I do the way everything he asks for, if I do the way he wanted, he 100% believe, and he know what I can deliver. You know, it's just like, you know, in this game, when you gotta fight in the harder way, you keep training hard. The next week you don't gotta fight. You know, like you kind of down your body. You know what I mean? But when you gotta fight every month or every 2 months, you're in there. But like you focus, you training, you look after what you eating and everything. You stay on shape all the time. You know, that'd be good. That's why I'm gonna get back in gym because it's closest to me. You know, before I have to travel to London and everything. So.
Do you think it was a mistake leaving gym?
No. In life, there's never been a mistake. There's sometimes things happen. You have to get out. In that moment, when you get out, there are certain things you can solve behind. You see, and you know, like well, I always believe God, everything, right? As everything is a purpose. There's a purpose where I have to leave gym, then I have to go and solve some things underground. You see, then you know, like then from there he be like, okay, fine, we can work things. Everything is never been like passing, you know, like,
so it hasn't been a waste of time.
No, it's never, because you develop so many things in between that when you leave him, and from there you just change so many things. Yeah,
I think it's a good move for you to get back with him. Like you said, it's local. You know, it keeps you in the mix.
Yeah, because like what I want to do now is just like as local, like I want to put my meeting and map more back in the boxing, because I'm seeing young fighters coming, Chris Rackley, and so many made in the fighters, so many, and my next door neighbor, Tom, Ian in Berry, and I was called Mark Douglas in Reading. You know, why are we can't build our own boxing around here? So you see all the London people now coming back to Maidenhead or Slough or Reading. You know, that's why I want to go back to gym, train there. So I have to do everything local. Let's put the map up again, because that's what I want to do this year. That's why I want to work hard for it.
Okay, and hopefully you will get that going. Hopefully we'll see that happen. So let's just talk a bit about kind of, you know, your youth, what got you into boxing. I believe you grew up in Gambia.
Yeah.
What age did you start? I think you were like 9 or 10 when you started boxing.
Yeah. I started boxing young, because before boxing, I used to fight in the street. Anyway, I'm not proud about it.
That's why it's so ugly.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
That's why, you know, like I used to fight in the street. Like, it's not, but I used to fight people right. I don't just trouble. If I see someone using advantage to another, I used to fight the guy that using advantage. You know, I used to fight for him. I'm not like, you know, just go and cause trouble. No. But if I'm walking with someone, let's say I walk in the street and I see someone disrespecting someone, insult him, I said, oh, stop that. Don't do that. And next minute, if I'm... then after I've been doing in school, the same time and everything, trying to fight people right. So one day my uncle said to me that, yeah, you have to stop this. You just come back to America. You have to stop this. You have to do the boxing. And I said, boxing? I start smiling. I'm like, I've been watching movies of Van Damme, Tempo, you know, Tempo and Van Damme, those movies, Jackie and everything. I love to do those things. I'm like, when are you going to start training me? I said, soon. And I went to the training ground. He always said to me, stand there, don't move. Then I'll be there for like 1 hour. I'm not moving, not doing nothing. I'm saying to my mind, man, am I going to give over here? Because I'm not moving, I'm not doing nothing. Just stand there. You don't even watch what I'm doing. People are doing hitting back. I never do any. That's the only thing I'm doing. The next minute, movement, head movement, foot movement, everything. Before I have to do the backward, it took 4 months. And from there, I'm back in the ring, sparring. They always bust my nose up all the time. Blood flow everywhere. I remember my cousin brother, Gabriel, he's in Germany now, boxing. He always said, you gotta stop boxing, because he don't like it. He don't like seeing my blood. You gotta stop boxing. I said, don't worry, this is water, it's coming out. And but still now I'm training harder. I used to train harder. Even though when they're sleeping, I go out running, training. And one day I become, start controlling the gym, beating people up, sparring, destroying, broken nose, eye, everything. So that's where, like, then my uncle said, okay, now you are ready. So that's where I start representing the Gambia in all over the world.
I believe you were the African champion at
all over.
Yeah.
I was the first Gambian in history to win for them a bronze medal in all over African champ. And after the a gold medal too, they come back again, win a gold medal. Because like in those days, I was in the gym, training all the time near the seaside, Atlantic Ocean, running on the sand. I always do my training right. And from there, he said to me, you better go to America to your train. I said, no, America, I don't want to go there yet, because it's 52 states. Before your name is going to come up, it take time. So you better say, I'm going UK. It's non-state. And like, if you fight, you train hard, you beat people, poof.
I believe you were spotted on a unlicensed show by Jim, and then he asked you to come in.
Oh yeah, when I came down here, I'm a fighter that know. When I came down here, the first day I landed in the UK, the next day, I was training, and I was start looking for the gyms. I was starting from Red Hill. Then there's no boxing gym. I've been travel all over places to check. There's no boxing gym. I said I have to go to Reading. Someone said to me, Reading have a boxing. Yeah, I moved to Reading. The next day I'm looking around, checking the gym. Whilst I'm training, running. So I come across one guy, because I was walking in the golf, try to assist them in the golf court. I see someone playing. Yeah, I heard that you're a boxer. I said, yeah. Yeah, my friend got a gym. Where? TNT. I said, oh, friend. When can I go? He said, You can go now. I said, now. I said to the guy, sorry, I cannot go because I have to go. I'll see a gym. Can I go? He said, no, you go. Then I run straight to the gym. And I find everything. I said, oh, that's what I'm looking for. But like, I'm glad that I started from Reading, a home champion for Reading. I fight for Reading at the same time, box for them. And after I decided in that 2009, I want to become a professional fighter. Then I came to Jim Evan. That was the only manager here. Then I said, Jim, well, that time he don't know me. He just come across me. I do online boxing and stuff like that. I said, Jim, you better sign me. I'm a good fighter, though. You might not know me, but I'm a good fighter. I remember he said, okay, fine. We signed the contract. The next fight he gave me was 2 weeks notice. I'm like, all right, 2 weeks notice. I'm like, okay, fine. He tried with tickets and something like that. You beat him 1 fight. They robbed the fight. They put 1 point. He won by 1 point. I'm not happy. Then I went to the dressing room. I cried. Yeah, because I don't like losing. And all the crowd and everyone had me winning the fight. And I bashed him up, cut him up, destroyed all his face and my face, and everything was all right. Then the next one again, another one again, in Manchester. That's 1 week notice again. Went in there, bang. Then Joe Kawasaki, one of his cousin brother, something like that, and his dad came on to me that that fight again going to his decision, and his fight that came on to me one day and said, you know what, that fight will rob you. What can you do? I said nothing. That was 2 lose. I lost 2. I said, no, I can't lose 3 times. You know, I can't lose 3 times. Then I was in Bethnal Green with Mata Jack. I'm like, if I'm gonna die there, I'm gonna die. Well, I need a win. I need a win. So I was like, paf, me and this guy, just like non-stop. And every day before that fight, every day I'm in the gym. Jim will take me in the morning. We go running in Mauro, Cookham, wherever, and come back. I train hard every day, and sometimes I train hard and sleep there. I sleep in the gym. He said, go home. I said, no, Jim, I need a win. Just boil me. Anything you get there, just give me. I sleep there. I train, sleep there. Mother Jar comes. That's why I got my first ring. And next minute, they give me another one again. Keep winning. Luke Allen, then come another one again for like 2 days notice. What's his name again? He fought Georgie Grove from Scotland. He's a Scottish anyway. It's no more boxing. He was an English champion. They give me 2 days notice. I went again. You beat him on his own crowd. They have to get the win and give it to him. And that night, in Scotland, I was sitting down like this. In that night too, I was crying about that one again. Because even the boxing journalists or whatever it is, they come on to me, you win that fight. Everyone was there.
But then you got the prize fighter opportunity.
Then prize fighter come. The prize fighter come when I was going to Wales to help Nevin Clevery for fighting and stuff. Then they called me. I said, ooh, damn man, I'm gonna take this. I was happy. I was when the phone rang. I was talking. I was jumping with the car with Jim. I said, Jim, I've done it. I win this fight already. He said, you're not even fighting. Yeah, you win the fight. I said, Jim, I win this fight. Believe me. Then I back into my training. You know, if I train crazy training. I love it. If I do the crazy training, I don't worry anything. Then I will back into training. Then I was meant to come back from Wales 1 week. I said, no, Jim, I want to be here. Nathan, can I be with you? I was sleeping with Nathan's house. We were sleeping together. He's got his room there. I got my not together room, but there. I'm there.
So don't worry.
Yeah. So I said we do the training, the running, and everything.
Yeah.
And when I come back, got the better sparring. Everything I needed, everything is done. Then I came back to the weigh-in and everything. They asked me, what do you think about the fight? Then I look all of them on that day in the dressing room. I said, whatever, working with Sky Sports News. I said, you don't worry about it. I win this fight. How so do you believe you? No, I win this fight. Because in my eyes, they don't see the hunger. They don't even say it. I'm hungry. It's for real. Yeah, like, because as an opportunity where I can put, everyone can know we can't fight that one. Then that was it. Then done the fight, win the fight. Then was meant to fight my best man, Georgie. On November, he called me out. Jim, they tell Jim, but Jim did not let me know anything. Till the fight doesn't go through. That was a title fight after the prize fight. And from there, Mendy tough fighter. No one wanna fight. Mendy tough fighter. No one wanna fight. It's slimming down. It's slimming down. You training. Since then, you training. No fight. You know, like I feel like.
So yeah, it's like things look so promising, and unfortunately, you just didn't get the right kind of, you know, whatever guidance or the right kind of management maybe for things to progress for you in the right way after that, really, which is a shame. But hopefully, it looks like things are back on track for you.
Yeah,
now.
like what I'll say always here, nothing is the same, and we never lose nothing. As far as there's life, right? If I lose, that means if I'm on the ground, if they bury me, that's I lose. But as far as I'm alive, and I'm doing everything I gotta do. They always say what you lose.
Stop touching my leg now.
Yeah, they always say what you lose.
Yeah.
At the past, you never lose. You can get recovered. I don't know, like, because I normally quote on the Bible stuff. Like, you never lose. Because if you believe in life, you can make everything. Despite the fact, if you say you lose, it's £10 yesterday. Remember, you can get the £10 tomorrow. So you never lose nothing. Everything is all for purpose and everything. Maybe, you know, it was not the right time for me to go straight away from those things.
So maybe you had to learn like certain things, and maybe like, you know, now you're back on.
Because as me, it's all a Jah knows. That's God. It's all a God knows, and He's guiding me to the right route and everything. Sometimes I cannot jump and said I want to do this quick, but as far as that's why I said this 2014, I believe, and I know, I can feel it.
Well, Patrick, I have to
It's my thing.
no, listen, I have to say you're a very passionate fighter, and you know I've been watching your journey myself, and you know I've seen the highs and lows and stuff, and I believe that you do have a lot of talent. I know myself, I've sparred you myself, I felt your punching power personally, you know, so I think that you can get somewhere definitely, and it looks like things are on the up for you, providing you do things properly, and I really want to see you get somewhere. So I wish you the best of luck, mate.
Thank you very much.
So can you tell people how can they find out more about you? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Facebook?
Yeah,
anything like that?
My Twitter is Tiger Mendy. My Facebook is Patrick Tiger Mendy at the same time. You can find me there, or if you need some tickets for this 27th of April, you can inbox me on Twitter or Facebook at the same time. All right?
Okay, yep. And would you like to give a shout out to anyone watching at home? Your mum, your brothers?
Well,
fans?
yeah, I just want us to give first of all thanks to my mom, my family from America. They're in America at the moment. Joe, Michael, and the other cousin at the same time. Thank you guys for everything, for the support since when I was a kid. We was walking around with everything. And thanks to Matt Flavor letting me to be here today, you know, like to talk to you people. And thanks to my all people that helped me out in boxing, Jim Evin from all the on the edge, and all the trainers and that helped me out. Thanks for the guy who is in at the moment. Who is that? Kevin, the Bar Sport manager, owner. Sorry.
Bar Sport,
Bar Sport, the sponsors. So I thank them very much for assisting me for the last fight preparations, and they're gonna stay on board at the same time helping me out. That's why we believe we can work it out this year.
Okay,
yep.
Good stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing you back in. Anyway, guys, as Patrick Mendy, it's been a great interview with him, and we've got the Boxing Evolution TV news coming up now, and then after that I'll be back quickly just to end the show. So here you go, guys, Boxing Evolution TV news. Welcome to the Boxing Evolution TV news, bringing you all the latest news in boxing from around the world. Amir Khan says his performance against Louis Collazo on May the 3rd will steal the show on the Floyd Mayweather-Marcus Maidana card at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada. Khan expects to steal the thunder from the headline fight between Mayweather and Maidana by really shining against the 32-year-old Collazo. Former WBA welterweight champion Louis Collazo says that Amir Khan will be making a mistake if he overlooks him in their fight on May the 3rd on the Mayweather-Maidana undercard. Khan seems to be taking the fight very seriously though, and with what's at stake, a big money cash out fight against Floyd Mayweather Jr., you can't blame Khan. After a 6-year dry spell, former WBO cruiserweight champion Enzo Maccarinelli will finally get another crack at a world title against WBA light heavyweight champion Jürgen Brähmer on April the 5th in Germany. Maccarinelli, 33, has been relegated to the Euro level for the past 6 years since losing his WBA cruiserweight title to David Haye by a second round TKO in 2008. Maccarinelli has looked pretty bad in knockout losses to Ola Afolabi, Denis Lebedev, Alexander Frankel and Oval McKenzie, but after all those defeats, Maccarinelli has clawed his way into a title shot against Brähmer on April the 5th, and this is his big chance to win a belt, albeit against a fighter who many boxing fans see as a paper champion. If Maccarinelli gets knocked out in this fight by Brähmer, then Maccarinelli might as well retire because he's unlikely he's going to be able to beat talents like Kovalev and Stevenson. Former super middleweight Jamie Hearn made an outstanding return to the world of professional boxing last Saturday when in what was supposed to be his return to the cruiserweight division, a last-minute opponent change saw him matched against heavyweight boxer Larry Olabamawal. Not wanting to let his fans down, Jamie agreed to the fight. In what many thought was going to be a one-sided event, Hearn stopped the 6'4", 18-stone Olabamawal within the first half of the first round. After landing a brain-shaking punch to the jaw which caused Olabamawal to drop to the canvas, the referee then deemed him unfit to continue. Interestingly enough, Hearn is now number 13 in the UK heavyweight rankings despite being a cruiserweight contender. Nevertheless, he is definitely one to keep an eye on in the upcoming months. IBF, IBO, WBA and WBO heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko is very wary of the huge power of his opponent Alex Lipe and he's vowing not to underestimate him in their fight on April the 26th at the König Pilsen Arena, Oberhausen, Nordrhein-Westfalen, Germany. Lipe pulled off an upset in defeating Dennis Boystoff by a 10-round unanimous decision back in November in their WBC title eliminator bout in Germany. Boystoff was expected to win the fight handily, but he found himself getting dropped by Lipe and dominated. In a certain way, I can compare him to Rocky. He's an underdog, Vladimir said to Fight News. He made a statement that he saw in my eyes that he's going to knock me out in the first 3 rounds. He's so physically strong and he doesn't need technique or strategy. If Vladimir doesn't think that the 6-foot Lipe doesn't have technique or strategy, then he could be in for a tough time on April the 26th, because everything that Lipe does in the ring has strategy and technique. The referee that worked Klitschko's last fight against Alexander Povetkin last year let Vladimir hold all night long. All it will take for Vladimir to be at risk of losing the fight to Lipe is if there's a referee that doesn't let him hold and who doesn't let him lean on the back of his opponent's neck. If Vladimir has to fight Lipe instead of hold, we could see an upset on April the 26th. Alright guys, so I'm back now. We were supposed to be joined by Mark Douglas, but unfortunately he's not been able to make it tonight, and as you can see, Patrick's gone. He just got up, ran out of the studio. He's already training, ready training for his next fight. He's running home or whatever, so that's how dedicated that guy is. So anyway, thank you for watching tonight, and I hope you enjoyed the Boxing Evolution news. If you want to find out more of us, you can find us on Twitter. We are at Boxing Evolution. We're on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/Boxing Evolution TV. youtube.com/Boxing Evolution, and on Skype we're Boxing Evolution TV if you want to add us, because we're going to be conducting some Skype interviews with people watching soon and stuff like that, so add us up. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the show and tune in next week 9 PM. Anyway guys, straight from Boxing Evolution TV, over and out.